another good episode.
Another good episode. Cheers, guys. Hell yeah. I ain't back.
Oh, it's smooth as fuck. It's got that age taste to it, like it's been sitting in a barrel.
Facts.
Well, just be happy y'all wasn't here for that 75%.
Yeah.
That 151 was not
Man, Dylan tried to kill us.
Alcohol quantity on this.
After that, he been checking everybody.
Let's see, if it ain't 80 proof,
I ain't doing it.
80 proof and low. We still got to get more bamboo up in here. That's been the crowd favorite.
Who is that Wayne's?
Yeah, that's Wayne's.
I didn't even know that. Just took a wild guess. Knew it was somebody.
Facts.
All right, so we'll double back around, man. So, how y'all's week been, man? How y'all been doing?
It's been good, man. It's been good. It's another week. It's a long weekend this weekend, so Memorial Day weekend. So just taking it day by day.
Got you. What about you?
For here the week, been good. I got some news. It's good though, but
Oh man,
So what's the good news?
I'm on probation. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I didn't indulge. But other than that, we good. Taking care of the family, working, living life, blessed.
Got you. Man, you know, it's been a long time coming that we got y'all on the pod, man. You know, I've heard of you through SPIFF. First off, this is how weird this is. Jay told me about SPIFF. I, started talking to SPIFF just off of a whim because Jay's like, man, get with this dude. And then SPIFF been telling me about you. He done sent me a couple of your beats. He told me follow you on Instagram. You know, I haven't quite yet reached out to you yet, but I'm glad we able to meet here. Man.
Yeah.
So diving into it, man. Let's get straight to it, man. So whoever want to answer first, man. So how did this all start for you? Where you start making beats and getting in love with music from?
I'll start with the love for music, but I've just always been in tune with like just sounds, you know what I'm saying? So at an early age, and when I got to high school or elementary, really I was always in trouble beating on the desk, you know what I'm saying? And it started like that. Then it went from rapping in class, getting in trouble, and never went away.
Yeah.
So as I got older in high school, I just started writing rhymes, freestyling on the back of the bus, like normal. And I didn't even want to be a rapper at first, because I just wanted to make beats, and I figured like the task for that was just kind of difficult. And then when I realized I can do it by myself at the house, that's how I started.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in some of that. All right, dude. What's up, man?
So I would say like I never really came from anybody in my family that made music or anything like that, but I grew up with my dad just playing literally every genre of music you could think of, from rap to Spanish music to country. So I grew up just indulging in several different types of things. And then I think I want to say that was like my senior year of high school. One of my cousins, he started rapping and dropping stuff on SoundCloud. So this is like 2012, around that era. And he had posted one day that he was looking for beats. And me, I've always liked music. I've always liked like the concept of building something from the ground up. So I was like, you know what, like let me just try that. Cause I'm not like an artist. I don't know how to sing, rap, do anything. So I was like, what else can I do? I was like, I think I can make beats, like, cause I kind of like more staying in the background and stuff, you know? And I wish I could remember the guy's name, because I always told myself this was like a canon moment. I had my cousin had posted like I'm looking for beats, and there was a guy who would put make your own. You can get on like Mixicraft, or you can get on FL Studio. And I always told myself to remember that dude's name, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. So I downloaded Mixicraft and I tried messing with that for a few months, but it didn't really go anywhere. And then I tried FL Studio, and then I kind of started messing with it, learning the process of how it works and everything. And then eventually I just started learning it. I got on beatgenerals.com, if y'all know what that is. That's way back before, because like now on YouTube there's a lot of people that do tutorials. Back then it was not like that. Like 2012, around there, man, people would like remake beats, but they wouldn't ever show you how they made it. So I remember like the first job I got out of high school, I subscribed to this place called beatgenerals.com, and they showed you how to make beats step by step. And I didn't know what an FLP is, so like an FLP, you can drag that program into there and it'll show everything that's made. I didn't know about that, so I'd literally watch the video and then I'd like minimize the screen and then just do it like that. And that's how I learned how to make beats. So that's what taught me. It was a long way, but once I learned what an FLP was, I was like,
yeah.
I'm grateful for it now, grateful because it taught me how to make beats. And then, just been going there since then. And I think it was like 2015, met SPIFF through one of our mutual friends. He showed me his music on SoundCloud. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him. Like, so I was like, yeah, like he's tough.
Yeah, I was a different breed back then.
So how old are you? Hey?
I'm 30. 30, yeah.
Yeah, we all in the same age group. Yeah, because I'm like, man, some of them dates, man. I remember them times. I remember going back. Me and another dude, a friend of the pod, Joe the Poet. We used to get these beats, instrumentals off of Hipstrumental. I don't know if anybody ever heard of that.
I remember Hipstrumental.
Boy, copyright stealing like a mother. But we'll post it to YouTube, we'll do little shows with them, man. Them days where it was really grimy. See, and that's why it's really important that guys like y'all exist, because homegrown talent that make beats and not only just make beats, but get on and make a beat for themselves and rap, man. That's important because you got a lot of guys out here who give up so quick because they like, you know what, fuck, I can't pay this $100 to make a beat, or like, but they also ain't doing the networking, because you might mess around and find a guy, be like, hey man, shoot me $50. Here you go, here's a beat. You never know how it goes, but there's a lot of people like that who fall off because they think they got to keep up with that mainstream standard, and they never really tap in with the guys around them who are doing stuff like y'all are doing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, at some point before I met you, that's the reason why Jay told me to reach out to you, is because I was telling him, like, bro, I can't keep doing these YouTube beats. I can't keep doing these damn YouTube beats. They eating me up. You know?
That's where I started with the YouTube beats, and it'll just be like that one little thing you don't like about it. You know what I'm saying? And once I learned how to make beats, I was like, dude, that one thing that I don't like, I can go back and fix. So I stopped rapping for maybe I started really making beats like 2018.
Yeah.
2018. I took a break from rapping, writing, and I just practiced on that. And once I figured out I can do it, I tried to take that J. Cole route and produce myself, rap.
That's crazy. So 2018, huh? So y'all been working together with, like, so when it come down to when you started working and you sending stuff to him, having him clean it up, or just getting his opinion about it and stuff, trying to figure out what you felt, you know what I'm saying, if you were going down the right path with it.
I think we was really trying to figure out a sound, right?
Yeah, I'd say like what's good is we can bounce ideas off of each other, because especially using the same like DAW, like FL Studio, because everybody uses something different. Like I met people that are on Ableton, Pro Tools, all that, Logic. I tried Logic too, but FL's, once you learn it, it's like, okay, I just want to stick with that. And that's the thing, is like sometimes we'll just be FaceTime and then I'll be like, okay, I got this idea. Because my problem isn't like making beats, my problem is mixing them, mastering them, and then sending them out. Because I feel like how you hear that for the first time is super important. So like, I think that's the thing too that kind of brings the procrastination of, is like having to mix and master it. So,
So do y'all consider yourself a team? Like y'all work together to create a great sound?
Yeah, and I think it just kind of happened. It was never like a plan, like, oh, like, let's do this. I just felt like we just vibe so well. Like, he could be working on something totally different, and like I just still cling to it, and it just happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I'm already hogging the floor. Man, y'all got to I'll sit here and look. This is the type of shit I love right here. I can ask questions for hours.
That's fine.
Don't shut me up at some point.
You get shut up. Keep going. You know when it comes up, it's gonna pop
Matter
up.
of fact, this will shut me up. Hit me one of them middle like that. If you don't mind. Thank you, sir.
Under the table.
God damn. Nah, for me, I want to know, like, with this whole situation, like, what artists have y'all been listening to, like, that really inspired, especially for you rapping, what artists really motivated you to really start writing? Was you listening?
It's crazy because it was really Wayne, like, at a young age. And I just like the charisma and just like the fun that he did with the music. And then when I started taking it seriously, man, I love that nigga Andre 3000's pen. I'm an Outkast fanatic. I was raised like that, and Big Boy too. I just feel like the pen was amazing, and they made me want to actually like think about
Focus
what I'm
on
writing
yeah.
versus what I was doing at first with Wayne, just rhyming. But
Be more on that.
and then on the production side of it, Jay Dilla, Timberland. I try to not take what they do, but I like how they used to create full projects. So I listen to all those projects and just how they create like a story with it, and I try to do that in my music too.
10-4. How about you, bro?
I would say, like, as far as influences, people that I really look up to musically, I'd say like production-wise, Kanye, the Neptunes. Who else? 40, Drake's producer 40. Like when I first started, that was somebody I really looked up to a lot, because I used to be like more of an R&B producer, and it's weird. Like over time, I can't make R&B music anymore, but I can make, like, I struggle with making like rap, hip hop, and then it kind of
flipped it.
Yeah, so like just really melodic, and I feel like just going for more of a feeling than anything. It's just kind of, I think that's what's important as far as for like my lane of production. I feel like it's more about the feeling. Like another big person we talk about a lot is DJ Dahi. So I like his production because none of his beats sound the same, but yeah, he's got like these major placements, but also he's got this underground classics, with like Dom Kennedy, but he's got like the Money Trees with Kendrick. So that's somebody I really look up to too. It's just
Kendrick Loyalty.
Yeah, just it always sounding different. That's what I want to be able to do, is just make it sound different.
You know what? One thing that I was just thinking about, it's so for me as a person who's like really like, I focus more on artists. I always find it interesting that like people who create beats and like who do stuff like produce and stuff like that, you hear them talking about these like they know producers, and you be like, who? Like sometimes, because
I didn't know.
As a rapper, I'm like, nah, I'm looking up old school 80s rappers, 90s rap, people now that and I have a lineage that I follow, and it's so interesting that it's the same thing with people who produce beats and make beats, because me, the way I think of it, sometimes the way when I'm writing, I just create, Sometimes I don't have like when I was young, when I started writing, I just started writing, Maybe I had a little bit, like I heard 50 Cent rapping on the radio and I was like, I want to do that. I listened to Tupac, I want to do that, but I didn't really consider myself being like, I just was doing things. As I got older, that's when I kind of realized like, yeah, I'm tapping into that same thing, but at the same time, like I said, it's crazy the parallels, like the way that, I guess it's more of what I'm seeing is everybody has to grow somehow and like
learn from something.
You gotta learn from something, because there is a lot of people nowadays who they are so against the old ways, or they don't want to learn. They like, and which is cool because people want to create new styles, new sounds, whatever. But there's a lot of people out there who just buck the old. They don't want to learn from old heads. They hate the way the old heads did it. They like, nah, we different. But to see even in on the other side, the vehicle that creates hip hop, because without hip hop, without beats, we ain't got hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just be niggas on a bike. You know what I'm saying?
Beating on the trash.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, yeah, that's just something I wanted to throw out there.
One more thing too is like when people drop, I like to look at that credit list of the producers and say I like this beat that this producer made. I'm gonna check him out and see everything that he did, and it just opens up a bigger palette of like new music to listen to, new sounds, just inspiration in general. So I like doing that with them. So
okay.
See, everybody got that tree. It's just that tree of growth. Like I said, for me personally, like it took me a minute, because like I used to tell him, I really started, if you don't know, I really started rapping like 3 years ago. Yeah. This wasn't something I wanted to do at all. Me personally, I'd have been behind the camera. That's how I was. I was a photographer and all that. But like when you step into that realm, you start creating your own tree of where you're gonna get your knowledge from when it comes down into the realm that you is. So that's why I've always take it to the 90s and the early, because I was like, it don't make sense starting where you in the present when it came from somewhere else. The seeds was planted years ago. So that's how I've done it. But it's like pretty much that's how it is. Like everybody got that own tree to follow of knowledge from, if it's production, instrumentals, or whatever you're doing with it. You know what I mean? And it's dope because I ain't gonna lie, listening, I haven't heard none of your stuff, but listening to yours, it's like you could tell like the YouTube views, it's like literally truly is like so much people sound so much the same. It's like you could get one beat out of 10 that's probably so different, but then you go to one person and one person, it may be just off by a little, but it's like the same beat over and over and over again.
The same thing.
And it's like it takes you find a diamond in the rough ever so often.
I got
with
a
that.
beat of his. I think you heard it. It's that one where I'm trying to get my pops on.
Yeah. Oh, that's his beat. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That whole.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's the perfect intro for my tape. Yeah, I have to say that. Yeah.
I gotta say, just like, what y'all like through producing. Is there anything that y'all don't like while doing it?
Overthinking, really. I don't like when I'm making a beat and I can't just make the beat. Like, I don't like when I'm sitting here producing and I'm like, all right, man, this sound like it's for Archie. And then I keep trying to I'll procrastinate it because I got something else on my mind. Instead of just making the beat, or I don't like, you know how it is, just looking for that snare, that one perfect sound, and you go through like 1,000 of them. And, I always see the little memes of people, what they think producing looks like versus what it really is.
Yeah. See, boy,
It's
that's probably why I don't make beats now. I have a hole in my computer. Cause I get that, because like when I'm writing, if I'm sitting there and I feel like I'm forcing it, or if I'm distracted, I'm like, nope. And it don't matter how long. I want that song to be done, but I know if I don't, I'm not giving it my all.
Yeah.
I'm so distracted. Or even with the just dialing in perfect. Sometimes I'm writing a bar and I'll rewrite that motherfucker over 1,000 times. And I'm like, this shit just ain't hitting the way I need it to fucking hit. And sometimes I've trashed whole ass verses just because I couldn't get that thought process off.
Oh yeah.
But man. So what about you? What do you not like? Whenever you
producing? Well, I feel like sometimes it's I think just the same thing is it's not hitting. It could technically I can make a beat and I know skill wise or technically it sounds good, but to me it doesn't feel like it's me. It's just I'm making something to make something.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, and I'll be like, nah, I'll just scrap it. Getting an idea down, or it's there's something that doesn't fit right in there, and it's okay, no, let me just scrap it. It's just when overthinking is a really big thing, or sometimes you'll spend a lot of time on a beat and you're like, yeah, this one's good. You'll send it out and then nothing gets done to it. And then you'll send out a super simple beat you make in 5 minutes, and that's when everybody's like, oh, that's great. Yeah, it's just
hey, for real though. Yeah.
Or another bad habit is you making that beat and let's just say you don't get to finish it, you know what I'm saying? And you go to sleep thinking I was working on something fire, and you go back to the next day and you be like, oh, I couldn't wait to get off of work to go finish this. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one, just overthinking just primarily, but other than that, I love it. You know.
So
and then the fact that I'm doing it too, and I know, especially when I hear somebody in mind, and I'm like, oh, I know June is finna kill this. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part. And then when they kill it,
yeah. See, I was wondering. So kind of like I just said, how many? I got a whole notes app in my of verses I'll probably never do. How many folders upon folders of beats do you think you got that you will just be like, nah, I ain't never sending this shit to nobody?
It's crazy. I know Spiff's a lot more organized, but me, I literally have hundreds and hundreds of beats, and sometimes, and the thing is I forget what I name things. So if I have to go back, because I had FL21 on my computer, then 24, and each update it re-downloads a whole new version of FL to it. So when you go in there, you start over a completely new folder. And I've been trying to organize things here and there, but then like sometimes I'll remember a beat or I won't hear it for 2-3 years and I'll hear it, I'll be like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But naming beats, I think that's the problem is like, he'll be like, yeah, bro, can you send me this beat? I need the FLP. And he'll tell me the name. I'm like, yeah, let me go see what that is. Then he'll play it. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, I remember this one.
What you got, Spiff? What you think?
So what I recently started doing is, if I'm just making a beat at free will with nobody in mind, I got 4 little tabs. I got a lo-fi one, a hip hop one, trap, R&B. So say you may say something like, yeah, I've been trying to do some trap shit. I'll go into that trap folder, I'll play a beat. You may like, yeah, send me that. So boom, I'm finna drag that into Archie's folder. You know what I'm saying? Cause I had that same thing, just naming beats, just dumb shit. Just make the beat, I'm finna go to sleep. And the beat is blah, 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 blah. You know, I'll never find it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So would you ever go out of the genre of hip hop, like make beats like country or rock? Would you ever step into that?
That's another thing about producers. You may hear what we do, but we do a bunch of different stuff that you just.
I'm glad you said that.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a question. I was gonna ask him, like, so because from his backstory, he grew up hearing all genres. Like, how many genres did you make beats for?
I actually have. That's the only thing I'll organize is I'll like have like a country folder. I don't really do much. I'll take like loops off a Splice or something. I can make it kind of because if you notice like country now is kind of like blending. So it's blending. So it's kind of like okay. But I like making like alternative. I like everything. I don't really go into anything specific. I'll just make whatever I feel and then just kind of put it back. But I try to make everything, especially like I want to work with somebody that makes like reggaeton and stuff. I feel like I could do really good. I feel like I could do really good in that. I have like a whole file. Just I always have my file for like when I get up there. I'm like, okay, I know this is gonna go to certain artists and people and stuff like that. So it's like I think that's something that I look into. But yeah, anything I can think of, I don't really go into it with an idea. Just whatever I get done, then just save it and move on.
All right, this is I think a solid question. So, when you send a beat to somebody and you hear that they did some ass shit to it, how does it make you feel? Do you feel like you have a right to step in and be like, bro, this shit, you did not kill this, and you know, does it make you be like, damn, I should have sent this motherfucker this beat, or bro, let me step in and try to give but they just did some straight boo boo to your beat. Right, so how does that make you feel?
I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, it was one time I felt real disrespected. And I feel like he just did a bunch of ad-libs on the beat, and it was a fire beat.
Damn.
So what I did, I put a verse on there. So I was like, I'm about to make this song what it's supposed to be. But other than that, I feel like now I got a good way of I guess kind of crafting. Like if I can kind of mimic the way you rap while I'm producing, I know how you're about to sound of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's helped a lot. There's times where I've sent verses to people and they'll send me back some bullshit. I'm just like, I can't put this one out, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't want to disrespect and take them off. Yeah. Just like, this one just...
All right,
just
so let me
just in the cut.
On the verse part, because I've had times where I've done songs with guys, and then they get on my shit, and I'm sitting there like, damn, how do I slowly walk this like, hey, I'm sorry, dude. Because I've had times where I'm just like, nah, and it's not that the verse, sometimes some guys, it's not that the verse isn't good, it's just like, it's not the same vibe. And then like, but I'm like, man, I know they good, but I've been working on just being straight up honest from the jump, and like, nah, look, hey, this ain't what I'm trying to do with this. I like what put that on something different, you know what I mean? Yeah. But because if I believe in you, I believe in you. But because the way I am, if your shit just ass, I'm gonna probably just say it. Yeah. But if I feel like it can use some work, I'm gonna be like, hey, this is good. It can use some work. If it don't go with what I'm doing, or you bring me a song and I'm like, man, you probably could go a little bit harder, I'm trying to work a lot more on being just straight up, because I feel like as artists and as producers, it's probably like a disservice. Cause you keep telling them motherfucker, yeah, they gonna just keep being ass. You don't give them no constructive criticism. Yeah, they gonna think they the hardest motherfucker in Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas. And next thing you know, they done put themselves in front of the world, and now the world telling them. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this: Have you ever been in a situation where someone gave you some of that criticism, and you kind of like, I know my shit already? You know what I'm saying?
I've been in, so there's a couple situations, right, where I'm like, okay, I probably see where they're coming from, but then also the way I make music is, I like to say I think different, you know, like I have when I'm putting songs together, I'm thinking about certain shit, right, and so I'm like, all right, so yeah, I'll sit there and be like, if I'm feeling it, fuck that, you know what I'm saying, because I had this thing where I'm like, yeah, you know what, some people ain't gonna fuck with my music, and I understand that. So sometimes, but I can let that be a blinder too. Like, oh yeah, nah, they just don't get it. No, I'm just so unique. I'm Prince. I'm Prince. You know what I'm saying? I'm on stage with the high heels on the guitar. No, motherfucking Archie, you're not. Sometimes you need to hear. So whatever afterwards, like after I go that and I have my temper tantrum, I sit there in the room and I'm like, maybe this is ass. But I also look at it like this. I'm so hard on myself that it's like, damn, ain't no way in hell you think this ass. You know? So like
it's like a back and forth battle.
Yeah, but I'm again another yo back to the other side. I love criticism. I want people to tell me where my shit sucks. Help me become better, just the same way I'm because I'm gonna berate your ass with some, hey, this shit ass. You gonna hear that from me, so I hope motherfuckers do it for me, because I'm trying to be the best I can be too. You know what I mean? If I don't listen to it, keep telling me it, then I'll start being like, you know what, because look, I got songs. There's a song that I got with 2 that I'll never release. And people say it's good, but to me, I'm like, this is garbage. Like, it's just the way I was trying to come in, the voice that I was using. It was just a little too much. But I have people constantly tell, nah, that shit good. I'm like, nah. So, you know, but again, that brings me to the thought process, though, of like how subjective music is. Because I can hear something, it can be straight ass. And then somebody else can be like, nah, this is my favorite song. You know what I mean? So, I think we just have to, sometimes as artists, you have to be open to just like the fact that you're not gonna like all your music, but there's somebody out there that will.
You can't appease everybody.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
I can't appease myself half the time. You know what I'm saying? But there's somebody out there. Even I don't write a good. There's a phone full of songs that I've spit to people, and they're like, "Bro, you need to record this shit." And I'm like, "Hell no!"
Yeah.
You know, but it's because sometimes I let myself get to the point where I just overthink that shit, talk myself out of it, or whatever. But again, I'm trying to work myself to the point also where, you know what, if I put it out, enough people around me tell me it's good, just let it fly. I gotta get out of my head a lot sometimes, because I'll stop myself real quick.
See, it's kind of hard to do that. Well, for me, speaking on it was kind of hard to get it out your head, because especially when you listen to today's music and listen how things is going, you always question them, are you good enough? Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do here, or whatever the case may be? But to me, it's like that, you have to always have that self-confidence and like, fuck it, bro. Like, I'm the best, nigga. Michael Jackson was the best, and he knew it. Prince was the best to this day, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta feel that way going forward, no matter, you know what I mean, if everybody else, some people may not like it. But there is that point where you need to get humble too, because you can't always stay on that high horse, because then you don't grow, you don't learn from shit. Where the fact that you may feel it, but there's people that's always bigger and badder than you, and there's people that's always going to be more lyrical than you, or, you know what I mean, know how to do productions better than you, and it will be a humbling thing. But you also have to learn how to learn from that, you know what I mean, because that's why I feel like in today's music, everybody's staying they lane so much, and they've been doing it so much because that's what paid the bills. But they don't realize that slowly, sometimes you staying in that lane gets boring. Yeah. Like, you staying in that pocket gets fucking boring. Like, people's like, okay, is there anything else you can fucking do?
Yeah.
What more can you do from this shit? Like, you're not versatile. You just saying the same shit on a different beats, a different album. You're on 4th album talking about the same shit you talked about your first album.
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel. Like, that's where that growth comes in. Type shit.
That is a big one. That's why I just feel like knowing why you want to do it versus doing it because somebody else wants you to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's kind of easy for me to create, just because at a young age I was trying to make like what was popular or whatever. Now I do what I want to do, and I bring people to my world, and when people like, oh, you know, Spiff hard, I fuck with this, I'm just like, damn, because I did too. So I didn't even need that. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it just makes it easier versus trying to please people, you know?
All right, that's a good question, right? So both of y'all, I want to know this. So like, when people fuck with your sound and people are like, hey man, you make some dope ass, the next thing you know is 1, is 2, is 3, is 4, 5 motherfuckers hitting you up, 6 motherfuckers hitting you up for beats. It's kind of make you be like, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
It really does. It just shows like, I don't know, because I feel like a lot of beats that you make them, and a majority of beats you don't even really send out. It's like most of that stuff in there is just practice, and it's like, okay, so it's like one person heard your thing, they're like, okay, like reach out. Like, I feel like once I really started working with Spiff, like he opened up the doors with you guys, with everybody. So it was like, that's what really brought me back in, because I used to live in Austin. I'd kind of really stopped making beats. I'd make them just for fun. Like, I always do it for fun. But then he'd hit me up one day and he's like, me and this guy June, we're looking for beats, we're gonna work on something. And so like that just put that battery in my back, and I was like, let's go, like let's start making stuff again. And I think that's what made me just get back out there.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Another confirmation too is just when you send out a beat and somebody performs really well on it, it just kind of lets you know like, all right, they took it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like dating what you said earlier, that they send some bullshit back on there, but
I ain't never said that.
Yeah.
So let me ask this. So like, whenever it comes down to like, damn, I'm kind of lost my question. I'm sorry. Whenever it comes down to just like being like creative and stuff, like what is it besides like, oh, I got this idea, and like when you get in your head and stuff like that, what do you do to get
the process?
Yeah, what's your process? What gets you back down to where I'm like, all right, man, let me just get back here and do what I love. Like, you know, what brings you down, what grounds you and gets you back into doing this, feeling like you're doing your best thing?
I feel like for me personally, like sometimes I just gotta take time away from it and like not listen to music, because I feel like now I've gotten to the point where I can make beats and you can't tell what I'm influenced by when I'm listening to it, because it could be something completely different that inspires me. But I feel like just taking some time off and like coming back to it when I want to do it, like wanting to do it, not forcing myself to like sit there and do it or like do stuff like that. Like when you get beat block, sometimes it can last like a week, 2 weeks, where it's like everything you make, you're just like, no, this is not gonna work, it's not gonna happen. And then it's like you just make that one, and it's like, okay, that gives you just enough to keep
pushing,
keep going.
That makes sense. Sense. Yeah.
And then with me, it's more like having the ideas in my head, but not actually doing it. Like I can write half a verse, and in my head, I'm like, oh, this song gonna be hard when I finish it. But I'm not even worried about it, you know what I'm saying? So then I'll have that time to myself, and I'm just like, let me finish that song, and then I'll just lock in. And I still feel like I struggle with that. I'm not really locking in how I need to, you know what I'm saying? Because I know like there's a place in this for me. It's just like, how bad do I want it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can definitely
understand that one.
Yeah, real talk. Sometimes what I do, like when I'm like struggling and I need to just clear my mind, I'll go somewhere quiet. I'll sit there, just listen to whatever beat over and over again. Try to kind of like meditate on it. And if I'm just not feeling it, I won't get up on it. But then like next thing I know, next day, like I'm sitting there still thinking about it. I'll be driving by somebody, I'll look in their car, and the next thing you know, a bark pops in my head, like, oh shit. And then I'm like, there we go, like, you know what I mean? But I try not to lose focus, because there's something that I heard a long time ago that says, like, whenever you're focusing on something, it's like you gotta whatever your muse is, you gotta treat it like it's a real thing, like it's a real physical person. You gotta show up to it and just keep giving it attention, and then sooner or later it puts out, it gives you, it blooms, it does whatever, you know. So sometimes I just sit there, I don't even have an idea, but I'll sit down and I'll be like, hey, I'm here, like, for real. I'll sit by myself with earphones on, be like, hey, I'm showing up. I'll sit there and listen. I'll keep going and scratch some shit, and next thing you know, I'm in that flow state, you know what I mean? So, like, I was just kind of wondering if it's kind of similar, like, because I know everybody has different ways. Some people go into the studio, get obliterated, and next thing you know, they got a whole album. You know what I'm saying? Some people need to get away to cabins, you know, like alone time, and they can produce their best work ever.
Or just watch movies.
Yeah,
that's how I get mine, especially movies, anime, shows. Sitting down there, once you get out of it, like how y'all say, get out of the music. Like, don't focus on it. For me, don't focus on, watch something, and then literally it could be a scene, and then a bar or a whole verse or even just a stanza comes up, and you're just writing it, and it has nothing to do with the goddamn show that you're watching. But it just sparks something in it where you're like, ooh, that sounds hard, and then you just going. And then from there, you got a whole verse, damn near a verse and a chorus, and then you just looking for, because me, I do a lot of acapella writing first. I don't have a beat in mind. I just hear the words, and then after I just write it down, and then I start searching for the beat. Or something that will at least motivate that song to continue going, because a lot of my songs don't come, the beat that they're on is not the same beat I started it off with. It'll be a whole complete different beat, but then after I get to that second verse, it's like, yeah, this don't fit this shit at all, and I'll find something, and that's how it goes.
That's cool you can do that, because me, when I get to writing just with no beat and I'm trying to make a beat around it, I'm just like, it don't feel right. But that same verse that I wrote with no beat, I can put on any classic beat for a freestyle. Just whatever, you know, or just whatever. But like you said, movies, just even interest. What I like to do, I like to walk down the street, and I just kind of see something that kind of like spark my interest, and so I'm finna build some double entendres off this little bird that I just seen. You know what I'm saying? And then when I finish and I go record it, there's nothing about this bird anymore. It was just for the inspiration.
It sparks something for you. All right. One more question I think I got for me. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer, like, because I've heard both of y'all say, like, man, you just make a beat and then you know, people kind of come at it and I fucks with this, or you have a beat in mind, you have a person in mind for a beat. Would you prefer having somebody that you're working with, let's say, hey, Jay Stevens, I want you to do my whole tape, you know what I'm saying? Would you prefer having me in the studio with you, showing whatever, you know, coming while you're making the beat, I'm coming up with the bars, or like, would you prefer being like, man, give me some time, let me come up with like a 10 tracks and then send it to you? What would you?
I would say it's a little bit of both, like, because when you feed off of each other in the studio, like, I haven't done it very many times, but that can be important. But then sometimes it's like, okay, we have a concept. Like, definitely being in communication with the artist you're working with, you definitely want to be on the same field. Like, okay, we know we're going to work on this. This is how we want it to sound. This is kind of the area you like have one or two beats that you have that are kind of developing a sound around it, and then going from there. But I mean, I've been in sessions where I make the beat and the person I'm working with is writing it, and those sessions, like, it can be super long. Like with SPIFF, it's super quick, man. We go record, like, I've had friends I used to record with in the past, man. We'd be in there for like 6-7 hours working on one song, and like with SPIFF, it'd be like, oh, we're gonna go work on this, and we'll, like, the other day, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, we recorded like eight songs in like a 3-hour gap, just one after another. So,
okay, it worked. That's what it's
having pressure build up.
One of my whole release, I said, yo, got pressure, but tight. But for real, man, okay, I like that, because because I can tell sometimes the artist probably can be like a little overbearing. They want to have input on how the beat goes, and They want to have creative ideas. Like, no, do this with it. Like, hey, man.
I think the only thing with that is maybe like a mixing stage. Like someone can be like, I need that 808 to knock, but it's like right now I can't have it loud because it's gonna mess everything up. And I think it's just that understanding that there's a process before it's finished. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it definitely takes time. But me, I think I prefer kind of like you. You told me what you wanted your project about, so I went through beats that I had, or I made beats, and I was just like, dude, this gonna fit it. You had the artwork already, and I was just like, it's just easy.
Yeah, just hit me shit, yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm in that stage of the producer role and not just a beat maker. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like I said, I like Dilla, I like Timberland, and Timberland used to produce the whole project.
Yeah.
So if you used to hit me up like, hey man, I kind of want to do this project about blase, I'm gonna go by myself. And I'm gonna start something. I'm like, hey, how you feeling about this? And then we can build from there.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Hell yeah.
Trying to jump in that executive producer bag.
See, and that's what some people are missing though. Like a lot of people who are local or unsigned, independent, whatever. They just really, I feel like just like back in the day where a rapper needed a DJ, a rapper needs a good producer. Not just a person who makes the beats, but also be like, hey man, I need you to go a little harder right here at this point. Yeah, hey, look, I feel what you're saying, but you got to make them feel what you're saying. Like kind of push them. It's kind of the same relationship. Because the DJ then become the beat maker. Because back in the day, to me, most DJ, like if you go back to old documentaries about hip hop, those same dudes who were DJing ended up they were the guys digging through the crates trying to figure out the breaks they could use to spin at the parties. Next thing you know, they were the guys who were putting the beats together. You know? So I think it was just destined for that type of relationship to grow. Because MCing has grown too. It's not just we rock the pod. Now it's motherfuckers saying shit that you gotta go into a dictionary and be like,
the fuck does this mean? What you say?
So like I think the rapper producer relationship has always been destined to keep going. And I think it's vital that if you want to be a rapper, and this is to anybody out there inspiring, find you somebody who makes good music. Not just other fellow rappers, but somebody who has a passion. Maybe you're in a growing stage. Find somebody in the growing stage. Y'all grow together. Find somebody who's you willing to work with. Have a teammate, because you can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. It's impossible. There is nothing in this world that has ever been done alone. There's always been a handful of people involved, or at least another 10 set of hands. You get what I'm saying? So do your best to try to build a good circle around you. Because even as a rapper, I still go to my friends and my family and I ask, man, does this sound good? Does this make sense? And they like, nah, I think you should do this. And I'm like, bet.
I think that's
you know what I mean? It takes a village to raise a child. You know what I mean? And that's the truth, you know?
That's the best. As I said, that's the best part of growth. Like we said before, take the criticism, bro. You really have to. Like I feel like if you're surrounding yourself by yes man, you ain't gonna go nowhere. Cause everybody gonna say, oh, that shit hard. That shit ass, bro. Like, no, it's not. You feel me? It's always good.
Knows you hot. So not everybody wanna get on your team, so they just gonna say yes to everything. No one gonna criticize you. No one gonna just give you that bad news that you need to hear.
Yeah, sometimes you need that.
But you need that though.
Yeah. Like one thing, to me, the biggest moment in my career so far locally, when I started rapping again, and I thought I could go to that show and rap my lyrics without the beat, and I had to fucking eat it on stage in front of a bunch of people, and I had to sit there and be like, you know what? I gotta restart. I stopped rapping at 18. I'm thinking I'm 25 now. I'm restarting. I ain't got. You know what? It's just like any muscle. It atrophies if you don't keep working it out. If you don't keep putting pressure to it. So I had to start all over again, and that's okay. Sometimes you're gonna have to start all over again. But the point is never giving up. Yeah. And if you got solid people around you, you're gonna be alright. The shit gonna take off in a way that you'll probably realize you ain't never expected it to.
That's facts.
But all right, so if we could switch lanes just a little bit, let's talk about some current shit that's going on. Anybody keeping up with the new shit that's going on in the hip hop realm? And like, kind of want to ask y'all, what do y'all think about? All right, so there's 2-part question kind of. So hip hop in general, and then where you kind of see hip hop going.
Damn, you took
today.
my question.
You know, it's a good question. Me and Taz.
Because I was about to say, my variant of it was, what do you think of the music today? Like how everything's been going.
Yeah, so
I said he done took it. Like, all right, cool.
So I want to go like, 2-part question. What do you think about today's, the way the industry goes? And then second part, like, where do you think, since there's been some big stuff that happened in hip hop over the last year, right?
Yeah.
You know, so where do you see it going? You know what I mean? So I'll leave it be for y'all to answer those.
One thing I can appreciate what's going on right now, I love that motherfuckers is rapping. You know what I'm saying? At first, I used to think it was just a phase of people just kind of like, let me just make this drugged out music, and I mean, kudos to them or whatever, but I like how even them same people are starting to rap and actually bar up, scheme, have concepts. Cause I feel like at first we just liked the beat. We liked the artist because the beat was knocking, but we didn't care about what he said.
For about 10 years.
Now we listening to what people say, and I feel like a lot of that is because especially controversial moments, you know what I'm saying? Some may say something crazy and we just care about this one little part, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that we starting to pay attention to what people saying now.
Alright, so where do you think hip hop's going?
I think it's going in a positive way. Okay. Oversaturated, but it's going in a positive way.
What's your opinion, man?
Where I think it's heading, I'll say I think people are looking for substance now. Like the era of just, because, you know, you look at like the biggest artists, because I feel like where hip hop is and where artists are right now, like if you look at like the Playboy Cardis, it's really shows. That's what making these artists huge, which I feel like kind of like Travis Scott kind of introduced that like rage type thing, and it just kept going, and now it's progressing to like your Cardis, your people like that. But I think too, I feel like J. Cole, when he made 1985, talking about like the artists, like those kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna want something more mature. I feel like that's where it's heading. Like people want substance with their music. It's not just, let me just hear a super loud beat. Like there's music that's good for concerts, shows, things like that, but then there's also like people want substance. I feel like that's where it's heading, I see.
Yeah, see, that's what's up. I agree with both of y'all, man. So all right, let me ask this, and then what if anybody? So in today's hip hop, man, what have y'all thought about the crazy shit going on with Kanye here lately? Let's get, because I've asked every guest we've had the same question, and I just want to know because I'm like, does it make you kind of sad? Because it makes me sad because Kanye was one of my. You know what? I'll go back to old Kanye, and I'm like, this man was a genius. Yeah. Today's Kanye makes me like, it's like, damn, like, you know, it makes me scared for him because it almost makes me feel like, man, something is wrong with this man, and nobody's taking it serious. Mm-hmm. Or if they are taking it serious, he's so powerful and rich or whatever that they can't do nothing about it, and he's going to end up hurting himself or some shit, you know. But you know, anyway, I'll let y'all speak. Y'all's opinion on Kanye. And even though let me say this, I've heard a few of those songs that he dropped, and I was like, words crazy, production insane. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So let me hear what y'all got.
Man, so
let me get a beer, please.
I don't even know which angle to hit this one from, but I do kind of feel, you know, with music being here now, going tomorrow, I just feel like those controversial moments, and I just feel like when you got that magnitude like Kanye, where you put so much into this, and people don't really appreciate what you did behind the scenes, it's like, let me give you what you want. He got all the attention he wanted talking about the Jews. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, did he.
and it's crazy because you can get paid like that now.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what he doing. He getting up in age, trying to keep up. Let me do it better than everybody else doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even not just Kanye, but just like the image of people. Like, let me fucking get pink wicks in my head. Now I'm looking at you. You coming in my page, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I don't have to be talented.
Yeah, you know. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
No, you know that makes a lot of sense.
So I feel
How to
like,
gravitate the attention.
you know what I'm saying? He just talking crazy. And one in particular, I seen where when the Drake and Kendrick beef happened, he was talking about how, you know, Kendrick did what he was supposed to do, and then a month later, now it's like, I hate Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Come diss me. What you want to diss you for? You know what I'm saying? So it's just that attention. You know what I'm saying? I seen something earlier where he said he apologized for everything. He said my kids FaceTime me.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not. But it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Crashed out because you ain't talking to your kids. Nigga, I think I'll do a couple crash outs then.
Yeah.
There's some times I ain't got to see my daughter. I'm like, what?
You overdue.
Yeah, overdue.
You
Goddamn,
overdue.
Kanye, control yourself.
And I just feel like it's attention. You know what I'm saying? Like even today's comedy is more like disrespectful. You know, it ain't even funny. It's like,
Shock value.
I want to run down the street, slap this nigga in his head.
Yeah.
Now we up. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. Okay, so what you think, JSTEPH?
I think he's just saying exactly what's on his mind. Like, I don't
yeah.
think he's like thinking twice. Just, I don't even know. Like, that's
Just letting that shit loose.
Yeah, just not. I think he's just letting whatever he's thinking going about it. But I don't know, like, if he owns his masters and stuff like that. And I think that was kind of the point of it, is when all that stuff is, whenever he lost all that money, you know, how he was like a billionaire, lost all the money. Now he's back a billionaire, apparently, because he owns all of his stuff. So it's like that controversy is making people still go listen to his stuff. Like, even his old stuff. I mean, because people, I mean, he's always going to have like his graduation, his college dropout, Yeezus, all these things. So he's just
Like a strategy situation.
Yeah, I think it's more strategic.
That's what I'm trying to say. Do you think, for me, right? I look at Kanye and I'm like, half of me thinks he's pretending all this shit,
I think so.
and he's just playing with people.
Yeah.
And then half of me's like, nah, you gotta be just insane to say half the shit you say,
Yeah.
Right.
or
can't
do
be
the
half
things
and
you do. Huh?
How you can't be half and half?
You could be true. I mean, they do say genius straddles insanity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just kind of look at it like this too. Like, we know why Kanye West is great, but the average 12, 13-year-old don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're not gonna go back and do that research if they don't have to. We just finna see what this crazy ass doing right now. It's making me laugh. Like, share. Hey, bro, you see this nigga just said? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. Like,
So yeah, that's
keeping
a
up
good
with the
point.
times.
Like a shock
That's a
value.
good point, because you know what? As a person who's grew up with Kanye's music, you look at Kanye and you're like, that ain't no Kanye. But somebody who's like 13, 14, 15, really just getting into hip hop, they've heard of Kanye, they see Kanye doing this shit, and in the economy of attention that we have today, it does make sense. Like, how do I get attention from? Which, let me put it like this. For me, morally, it seems a little predatory, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do to get attention, and I know there's another generation, and they're gonna remember me for this. So how do I stay on top of their brains? So you just say, you know, we live in an era of trolls,
yeah.
and none of us can. You go on TikTok, Instagram, X, whatever. People are trolling left and right, and it's all for attention, right?
I make a living.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so I could kind of get why, but it's almost like, damn, what are we, for me, I look at it like this. How is this affecting not only the industry that we love, which is hip hop music, but people in society, right? Because now, even if you're like, you're not into hip hop, you're like, oh, I go out in public and I do the most insane shit ever. Or I do run up and just slap a dude in the back of the head just for laughs. Like, what does that do? What does that like do to society? You get what I'm saying?
But who said it? Somebody said what? Attention is the new currency.
Attention is the
new currency.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is, because you know you put everything out there, pretty much for how much likes, subscribes, shares, and whatever the case may be, and that's pretty much what it is. How can you stay relevant? What can I do to go viral? And I'm gonna have my viral moment so people is paying attention to me. Like you can see it even with streamers and all that type of shit. Like they will start off so good, and then all of a sudden they do one of the wildest shit. But that wild moment is what everybody's talking about and continue talking about. But you come back because you want to see what the hell they're gonna do next, type shit.
How can I top that?
And how can I top that?
See, but that makes me so skeptical. 'Cause that makes me feel like everything is orchestrated. You get what I'm saying? Everything that we look at, like, oh, even this Joey Badass and TDE battle, right? I kind of low key feel like all these niggas friends anyway. What didn't stop them from being like, hey, let's start a battle? Cause what if one day nobody know me and you, we like, hey, let's just start dissing each other. Now everybody like, oh no, I'm with Archie, but we both getting streams.
Yeah. I'm finna tune in. You know what I'm saying?
But in that case, I feel it just brings back how can I put it? From Kendrick and Drake, it was a division of two sides of the coin, pretty much, of hip hop. How we look at music today versus what a lot of us inspired by music is, type shit, right? The Joey versus TDE shit was really a play on how I look at it as is who's bringing bars back. Yeah. Bringing the whole flow of what lyrics supposed to be, you know what I mean? Because it really was a fight against friends, for no matter what, and how they mention it and how they gone forward or whatever. And you can even hear like through Daylight, he would say it too many times. They go like, I don't got beef with Joey. That's homie. Yeah. And even when you see the cipher, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, you
have Absol. Joey put me in a sticky predicament. It's like,
I gotta show solidarity
to a syndicate. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you're still my homie, bro. And even when Joey said it, bro, everybody can be collateral, but yo, shooter's gonna shoot.
All right, so
you know what I mean?
Well, first off, it looked like you had something you was going to get off your chest just a second ago.
No, I was just gonna say like you were saying, attention is the new currency, and everything is here today, gone tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Like nothing sticks anymore. Like even if it's outrageous, like
so let me really make this stick.
Next day, something new comes along. So I feel like that's what the battle is right now. It's just like how long can you stay relevant? Because back then, like you look at everything nowadays, like the way Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, like everything is like you can fast forward everything also as well. So it's like people's attention span is getting shorter and shorter. So it's like how can I still stay relevant? Like back then it wasn't. Back then you can just make good music and you know you could disappear for 5 years, 2-3 years, and then come back and make music and people are still rocking with you. But it's like now it's like you got to constantly
keep going.
Yeah.
That is very.
You see that?
Very true.
That's what you notice artists, just with everything, content creation, people are coming in with a gimmick.
Yeah.
And that's how they capture their audience initially. Like, that's what, I don't want to say he has a gimmick, but it seems like Akeem Ali.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He has that old. I don't know how long he's been up.
No, I'm saying he cold though. But
he cold, but he made himself seem like that. What do you want to call it, bro? But he has that like really 70s, 80s vibe.
Funkadelic type shit. Yeah.
No one else looks like him. No one else is moving like him. No one else sound like him. Mm-hmm. So you see him, you can't compare him. No one could compare to him.
It's like Lil Russell too.
Yeah, Lil Russell too.
He get the goofy ear tapping, and then he's out there dancing and bopping around. Yeah, he kind of sounds like old school. What's his name from the Bay?
Too Short.
No.
He do some of his songs. It got that.
Too Short. I'm thinking of Mac Dre.
Yeah,
he got that Mac Dre vibe to him because he got that Bay Area flow. You know, and you're like you can't help but look at it. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, you know what? I mean, it makes sense too. Yeah, you know.
You see, I was gonna say, look at how They Not Like Us went. If you think about it, a lot of these songs, even if you like real shit, when you listen to the song, that would have been like a 15-minute Fame shit. The man played it on a stage 6 times, and it got hyper every time. And no one got mad. They just want to hear it. And it stayed for so long. It even went to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And it was like the attention behind that, even though it's still trolled because everybody's like, damn, Drake, like you really couldn't do shit about this. But it was that being repeated so much into, like, you've seen it so much, no matter what. It was used as fucking sounds on TikTok and that attention gravitated it. So, you know what I mean? It didn't do the usual.
Perfect example, what you're saying. How much do y'all think that song would have went up? Which, I'm a Kendrick fan. I love Kendrick. I'm a big Kendrick fan. But the song was hard, but if he never would have said the words pedophile and A minor, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think that song would have hit as hard? Because those are the parts that people remember the most. Certified pedophile.
I mean, the whole stadium just
hey, minor. Those are the biggest moments in the song. Nobody remembers the last verse where he's actually dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You know, so it's like.
But that's that attention span again.
Yeah, shock value. Because nobody was expecting him to say that on a. You know what I'm saying? On a level like I remember when it happened, I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Yo!" And then you got to go back. You go listen to Euphoria, and he talked about what's that bar? Where he's talking about.
To me, the question would have been, would it have hit the same if it wasn't part of this diss track?
That's very true.
That's another thing. I feel like a lot of people that just didn't like Drake. You know what I'm saying? they like, because as a Kendrick fan, when I first heard it, I'm like, damn, this is crazy, but I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
See, I understand rap beefs, right? So like with rap beef, yeah, you gonna want to have a moment. Like Tupac hit him up, right? You gonna want to have a moment, right? So hit him up was probably the craziest. The first lyrics you hear is "fat motherfucker, that's why I fucked your bitch." You like, yo!
It's personal. It was personal.
So it kind of like, okay, you trying to create a moment.
Vaseline.
I was about to say the same thing. No Vaseline was crazy.
No Vaseline.
Yeah.
I was homeboys.
Yeah, what you talking about? Yeah, Ice Cube went crazy on that motherfucker, dog. That's probably one of the best diss songs in history. But like, god damn, the way he went at his homeboys, yeah. But
Come
like,
back from that.
How you gonna feel somebody dish you? Like,
if somebody diss me,
yeah, somebody dish you.
I was first off
Right now, today.
Somebody right now today, I've been like, bet. I've been actually,
Sound
to
like
be honest,
SPIFF was trying to plan something.
I was
orchestrated.
I'm waiting on one of you niggas. I got a plan.
Listen to Born Killer. Me and another beat you made. I said, what's them lyrics? I say, where's the competition? Feel like I'm battling myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like
The multi-pronged God.
knocking knives off the shelf. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm telling niggas, come on. Like I'm trying to sharp, because I feel like iron sharpens iron. But if a nigga diss me on some personal shit, or like it starts getting to a certain level, I think that's when it's like, hey nigga, alright. Cause you know, we can do this shit cordial, we can do it in a booth, we can be fun, we can have fun, but let's make money off of it. But if we really got smoke, then we really got smoke. So I think there's two different types of beef. There's like, I really can't stand your ass, and I'll hate you. So I'm a diss your dog, I'm a diss your crooked teeth, I'm a diss whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or it's really just like, nigga, I'm gonna talk about you and the way you flow, and you ain't got no motion, you ain't got no, it's only dudes at your shows, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But
there's a difference between a battle and a beef. Battling don't get personal.
Yeah,
you know, the straight bars,
real talk.
What Joey said? Don't talk about my wife before you get Chris rocked, right? And so don't keep it to the music.
And for real, I did kind of back in the day when I was younger, man. There was a battle rap circuit here in Midland, and it was dope. Niggas would get up there, they would do research about each other, and they would go up on. We'd meet up at parks, we'd meet up at Tequila, we'd meet up wherever. It was just like, oh, this person's up against this person. It would be tournaments. And like, there's sometimes, it get personal. You be like, how do you know that? Like, you know what I mean? Who you talking to? But at the same time, you know, The only person that know that is my mama. She feeding you information. Yeah, you know. But at the end of the day, like, so everybody knew it was a sport. We considered it a sport. Like, I know there are some guys who would take it personal, and then maybe even within that sport, you get guys who be like, you know what? I don't like that motherfucker, so I'm gonna disrespect him to the utmost. So now it becomes another thing, and that can take forms. That can take forms outside of hip hop. Like, now, I see you at Walgreens, nigga, I'm spitting on you, type shit.
Yeah.
And you know, so it just depends. But for me personally, let's rap battle. I'm down for it. This me, cause I got some shit. I've been preparing my pen for disses. First rap battle I ever got into was I was 16, 17 years old. I posted this video on YouTube, and shout out TXTZ. Posted this video on YouTube, and it started getting a little traction. This dude from I don't know where came in under the comments, man, fuck you just ain't rap. So we challenged him to in the comments. We was like, what's up? Then post something. And so we started a little online rap battle. Boy, I guess I was a little too aggressive because he was like, man, why are you talking about guns and shit? But at the end of the day,
it's just like, part of it.
It was like, you know, but I mean, you know, so at the end of the day, I'm never afraid of somebody being like, yeah, fuck Archie. He think he good better than me? Nah, let's see who the best.
Show me.
Yeah, exactly. I love competition. I'm down for the competition. It's just, I feel like there's a different way I would approach that compared to somebody that me and him had problems out in the real world. We both rap, and now we in the same place. And next thing I know, I hear my name in this song. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, nigga, I might actually slap you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? So there's a difference. So like, again, hey man, any of my companions, whatever, anybody who I done slighted a little bit, let's fuck it. Put my name in the song, let's rap battle, let's get some shit going. As long as it ain't personal, I think we'll be alright. You know, personal on my end, personal on your end. I won't take it there, you won't take it there. Let's just keep it in the booth. Let's just do that shit. What's up?
For Archie out here slapping people, we don't got.
I'd advise you not to come for me. It's gonna get grimy.
I don't know.
What about you? Young Taz? Well, not Young Taz.
Say Young Taz.
Young Taz. We changing the name?
Facts.
Nah, that's 38 special.
38 special go crazy. That's crazy.
You
thought I was older than I look. Shit.
Our boss walked in. It was like, oh man, my wife said, oh yeah, you know, AJ older than James. And
I was saying about a few months. Like, yeah.
He's like, oh,
I thought you was 38. Excuse me.
Like what?
Going on 32. Like, don't add years.
I told AJ, I was like, yeah, forever, you gonna be 38 special.
Crazy.
Change his whole rap.
Yeah, 38 special. But anyway, yeah, what would you do? You just,
I don't know.
Just bar for bar, not no
bar for bar.
shit.
I feel I'll go for it.
Yeah.
I think I'll go for it because it helps me test my pen and see how far I'll go. Personal wise, I ain't gonna lie. Personal, I feel I still might go, but I don't give a fuck at that point. Especially if you got something personal against me, I won't give a fuck. So I'll just go for it. Fuck you, fuck everybody at that point.
Man, look, one of his first songs he ever wrote is it's hidden
Disrespect.
The
Devil's Tea.
Devil's Tea. I wish I could leak Devil's Tea, but
ass shit to somebody specific.
Yeah,
that's my boy, so I ain't gonna do that to him.
It's specifically to somebody. But you know what's crazy about it is the fact of the matter is, the beat got sold what I wanted. It just pretty much, I said, well, I guess I'm not supposed to put this shit out.
I ain't gonna lie,
because it was like an Afro beatish type of hip hop beat, and I found it.
You got two producers in front of you, bro.
It's in the tea. It's in the vote. I done passed.
I'm good. The hardest beat y'all can make, bro.
I'm good. I got it off my chest. It's written and it stayed in the vote. I'll show it to y'all after.
One of the first songs You know that shit.
Straight aggression.
Straight up, yeah.
Crash out.
Yeah, bro.
So, someone want to know, is there, I guess, you know, on the topic of beef and shit, is there like beef or like a battle between producers that you know,
Quote unquote.
that you've, you know, I'm not gonna do it. They're just like, you know, you work with people and like, y'all try to outdo each other on beats, who beats come out better and things like that.
You know what? I haven't even got to that point yet. I just feel like,
Yeah.
okay, I feel like as a producer, I'm in a world, and I just feel like people come to my world to live here. They're not trying to come over here and crash my towers, or, you know what I'm saying? So I've never even witnessed competition yet. And me personally, I know why. You know what I'm saying?
So how would that go? Would you have to make beats that an artist would spit on your, like, how would that
That would
really,
be dope though.
that's what I'm trying to picture, like, how would that really go down if y'all had to have beef against each other?
A beat off.
It would have to be like,
I couldn't hold it in no more. I was like, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yo, that's wild.
I was sitting here like, no, don't say it, man. Yeah, well, it is out.
You know what? As a producer, I don't even see myself being mad at another producer unless he steals something from me.
Yeah,
but that's when I'm gonna be vocal. Like, just realistically, what I'm gonna do, just turn my 8 up. Like,
so no one's like came to y'all and said like, yeah, your beats ass, I make better beats, nothing like that, right?
So what if somebody did like, because I know there's like, what is that, EDSM DJs, you'll see them competing against each other where they'll be, you know what I'm saying? There ain't never been like a point where you're like, let's go beat for beat and let's see who fuck with my shit, like who hit the dance floor harder, or how many niggas can you get in a cypher around your beat? You know what I'm saying?
I can see that battling over an artist or something. Like, say if Hove in here and we just playing beats, see who, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
freestyle.
off of it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like on a personal level, like rap beef, I feel like I don't even see that happen.
Now there actually is producer battles though. They actually do hosos where like
That's a better name for it.
Yeah.
The producer beef, I was like, I mean, the nigga steal my sound.
That goes crazy.
But now they have those if y'all know who Wonder Girl is, she's from Canada. She made like, what she make? She makes a bunch of like Travis Scott stuff. She made Crown for Jay-Z. Like she got like a crazy discography. That's how I seen videos of her. Like they would do beat battles, like T- in Canada and stuff. Boy Wonder, all of them, they would do stuff like that. And a lot of those producers ended up like moving up. There was other ones I saw too. Like,
did she create the slide, 808 slide?
She was one of the first people that was doing that. Like that shit is crazy. But yeah, there is producer battles for sure, and then some people make it up big through there, and that's how she kind of blew up. Like she sampled the national anthem. They do rounds, so and they play it for a crowd. So like they get up there, it's like an aux chord. They just play beats, and then the crowd decides like who wins, and just work their way up. And
I would
then the
love
final,
to be in a club with
and they did it at South by Southwest, I think a couple years ago.
Oh shit!
So yes.
See, that's one of our biggest goals is to get to South by Southwest. I would love to just be in that energy, boy. Man.
Have any of y'all went to South by Southwest?
I've been to South by Southwest to go DJ before.
How was it?
It was cool. It actually was cool. Just meeting a lot of people. Everybody there doing the same thing you're doing with a serious passion. And kudos for it being in Texas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone actually told me the other day that they were gonna stop doing the music part of it. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't even know what else they do, because like I went to it in 2015. I saw J. Cole, and we had to wait out line at I think it was the Mercury Amphitheater, And yeah, we got to see a bunch of people. I got to see Joey Badass. That was the first time I saw him in person. Too Short came out, and like, yeah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, you get like you got your opening acts, and then it works your way up, and then yeah, that's where I saw Joey. And Joey is like stage presence because I had heard of him like from his mixtape, the 1999 mixtape, and then like seeing him in person, just
different.
There's just certain people that just have that thing. That's what me and Spiff were talking about the other day, like just that supreme confidence. They own a room, and like I hadn't really heard any of the new stuff. Like he played like Big Dusty. I remember I was in the crowd like, what song is this? Like, I was like, bro, this shit was crazy. And this was
my style.
Yeah, this was like 2015. So like the boom bap stuff, it kind of like disappeared. Like how it came back towards like the beginning of like the 2020s, like with Griselda and all that stuff. But like kind of like in that period, that was not.
Yeah, it was a whole different time. Yeah.
So for people to like be getting down, they were like really going with this. I was like, man, this shit's dope.
Yeah, man, hell yeah. So speaking on that, what would you consider your favorite area for beats? Like what era? Not just era like for beats, but just hip hop in general. What's the era that you're like, nah, like it could be whatever from the beginning to now. You know what I'm saying? What do you think hip hop? The beats were just atrocious. The lyrics were just perfect.
80s, 90s, 2000s.
That's where you get it.
Well, y'all know about it.
Yeah.
I'll say like lately I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z, so I know like that Just Blaze era, like I don't know, like the 2000s, 2010s. That was a different era, man. They had the Neptune. Yeah, it was a crazy like
so early 2000s.
Yeah, and then Kanye too was doing his thing too. So that was like a lot of production. It was just
George Bush don't care about
production wise. I don't even know. I feel like music wise, I know my favorite era, but just actual like production.
So music wise,
just whatever's your favorite like era. You like shit.
I love the 90s like Southern era. You know what I'm saying? Like A-Ball, MJG, UGK. I already told you about Outkast, Cash Money, No Limit. I liked all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But then I don't think the production was just super crazy either. You know what I'm saying?
Fresh was doing his thing though.
Yeah.
Money, you know, that man was coming up with some crazy beats. Some of them beats still stand up today though. Like, you know, I have to say that because I'll be like, man, that's one thing you don't hear a lot of people do. I wish a lot of like New Orleans people, or like just LA, Louisiana, period, like. They take those old beats and like come like, cause you don't hear Young Boy like sampling a Manny Fresh like you would hear here in Texas like you hear a motherfucker sample some Pimp C shit, you know what I'm saying, or some DJ Screw or something like that, you know, and like, even in Atlanta, like, you know, or Mississippi, you'll hear that old school blues sound sampling, you know. They don't really do that over there, you know, which I guess because they sound is constantly progressing. Because really, the sound that it seems like even like a Young Boy, it's like an updated version of what Boosie used to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. That type of the
piano, the guitar,
wow.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I just realized that.
Yeah, cause I grew up in that era with Boosie. Boosie affected us here. We was crashing out just because we was already some young dumb motherfuckers. Y'all fucked around and let us find some Boosie tapes. Yeah, we was like, we finna be as wild as them niggas, you know. But like Boosie's run was crazy in hip hop. Underground run, like from up until he got locked up. But like, I think Boosie had a good little control over the Southern hip hop scene for a good while, you know, and so he deserves to have like people trying to copy his style, you know.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Manny Fresh don't get his love because what was Boosie's producer? It was Mouse.
Yeah,
Mouse on the track. Yeah, boy.
I feel like he kind of slept on.
Yeah,
really
Mouse was hard. Yeah.
That was like the first producer tag I ever vividly remember hearing.
Yeah, that nigga Mouse, boy. Alright. turned up so many fucking clubs I snuck into in like 15, 16. It was crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
I mean, Manny Fresh's deal is probably sample clearance. You know what I'm saying? Now that you said that, I only heard like with Back That Ass Up sample probably like once.
I think that Swerve, what's that? Oh, LeVar Ball or whatever his fucking name is. Swerve.
Jello.
Yeah, I think that's a Manny sample. I think. I don't even know. I ain't gonna lie, cause I never. The only time I heard that song was on the internet.
Yeah.
I never actually played it.
Scrolling and he's getting paid as you hear it.
Yeah, I've never actually listened to that.
Besides out of the internet, yeah, that's facts.
I probably heard 5 seconds of it.
You got a favorite Manny Fresh beat?
I want to say when I was a kid, the one that lit me up the most, which all of the Hot Boy shit, but like that Nina Hot Boy. That bitch was just jamming. Like I used to fuck with that shit so hard. That's probably one of my favorite, to be honest. And then like, if I go back to listen to some Juvie shit, you know, I have to like dial in. But there's a lot of Juvie shit because you know Juvie was their flagship artist. You know, and so Juvie was getting all the best shit. You know, but yeah, like if the one that comes to mind is that one. And maybe the Gage Boots and Pimped Out Gucci suit. Yeah, that shit was tough as fuck. Boy, I used to love that shit. I ain't got no, but I stay fly. Boy, that was my shit.
Can't pay my rent. It's all my money spent.
That shit was tough. Yeah, that's probably, so those two, I'd probably say, yeah.
I fuck with Get Your Roll On.
Get Your Roll On.
The whole song, like the way they just had like a weird flow. Like that shit was tough. 400 Degrees by Juvenile is actually probably in my top 10. Like I don't know what it was about it. I think just as a kid seeing the CD, it's on fire. He got a song called On Fire, you know what I'm saying? And it just stuck to me. I could probably rap the whole thing.
All right, so I think first off, let me ask: we got against the bars.
We do. Don't worry.
Okay, so I feel like we done been yapping long.
I was doing my little read. I was finishing it up while we started this whole thing. So.
Before we get into against the bars, I got one more question. I don't know if Taz got one more for y'all or D got one for y'all. But mine's not even a question. I just kind of want y'all to, what would y'all tell somebody coming up, young producers, young rappers? What's the advice y'all would give?
Be nothing but yourself.
BNB.
Be nothing but yourself. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Whether you could like this and everybody like this, just do what you like. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to please them. Just do what you like and bring them to your world.
You, man.
Yeah, I'd agree. Definitely just try to, just develop your sound. Find somebody to work with. It doesn't matter how good they are, how good you are. Like, everybody's got to start somewhere. Find someone, start developing relationships, because you don't know how that leads. Like, I started making beats in 2012, and, like, barely right now, 10 plus years later, things are starting to, like,
really push
around. And it's because, like I said, we developed a relationship in 2015 and started working then, and now it's, like, 10 years later. Here we are, and like, look, now I'm working with more people, and we've been able to help each other and like sharpen each other and spread as much as we can. And I just say like that, just develop people, work with people. Nobody's gonna just go straight to the top. Like, that's the thing with producers. Like, I feel like some artists can make a couple songs and then just blow up. I feel like with a producer, it's a slow burn, slow grind. You have to learn everything, and the more you learn, the better it is. And then the more you're able to just build off that. So I just say, just keep going. That's the only thing you can really do, and just be original. Like Spiff said it the best, be nothing but yourself. There's already one of everybody else out there. You got to be yourself.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice.
You can't be better than somebody else that's somebody else. You know?
The only thing I got for y'all is really and truly top 5. Who are your top 5 artists? And since we are producers, who are your top 5 producers? It doesn't matter, any order.
I guess I'll go with producers first. Definitely Kanye, definitely one of them. I'm a big fan of 40. Who else? Devontae Swing, he doesn't get his flowers from Jodeci. Like people don't understand how much he, Devontae Swing.
Period. Yeah.
Did I say Timberland already? I'll go Timberland. I definitely put up there, and Dilla is one of just the best to ever do it, just hands down. Like nobody could do it like he does it. Dre's in there. I don't know. I got extras. Like that's the thing is I'll remember more later. And then artist is tough, man. I like 50 Cent. I'm a huge 50 fan. Biggie. Let me see who else. I'm a Drake and a Kendrick fan, so it's kind of hard to like give one or the other.
Yeah.
Kanye as well. And then for my top 5 spot, let me see what else. Man, I want to give it to, it's either Pac or Eminem right there from that next spot right there. Because I feel like what I like about Pac is just the way he carried himself. Like he was the true essence of it. And then Eminem, of course, like skill-wise, is from a technical standpoint. Because it's kind of hard. It just really depends on what I feel. But I would say like those are my top 5. I feel like those artists, I can just, I can play them and I'm always going to listen, you know?
Solid.
Now, before we get to
I'm still thinking.
No, he didn't say nothing.
Hold on.
Stop drinking Diplomatico. Goddamn.
He said he feeling like a diplomat. All right, Cameron.
Goddamn.
Producer wise, I got Dilla, Big Crit, Timberland.
Forgot about Crit.
Timberland, the Monty Booker. I don't know if y'all know who Monty Booker is. I can talk y'all heads off later, but Monty Booker and probably say For Real.
Okay.
An artist?
Yeah. Artist, golly. Right off the top, I'm gonna just say Wayne. Let's go Missy Elliott.
Okay.
She
don't give her flowers like
golly. I'm gonna throw Currency in there. Outkast. And then I'm gonna just say the big 3. So you got Kendrick, Drake, I cheated, but
that's a big throw.
yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna roll with that.
Okay. So this is something I should have asked in the beginning, but the BNBY, what is it? Like, how did that come about?
So I was a junior in high school. I remember being in lunch detention. I used to just write on bars, you know what I'm saying? And you know how Currency had his Jets. And I still don't know if it's true or not, but there was like, someone broke it down and it stood for just enjoy the shit. And at the time, when everybody wanted to be a rapper, everybody wanted to be Boosie. So these people in my neighborhood who's these thugs, and I'm just like, man, that's not true. So I just wanted to be nothing but myself. So I wrote it down on paper one day. I said be nothing but yourself. I was like, damn, how can I write it? And I was just like, BNBY. So I just stuck with it. And even before I actually started putting out music or anything, I just always lived by that. I would just draw it on my spirals and shit like that. Draw it on dollar bills. And then I was just like, one day it can be like a label or a thing. And right now it's just kind of like a lifestyle. And I feel like it just makes creating just so much easier.
It's a creed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something to live by. Yeah.
And I mean, it's common sense. Be nothing but yourself, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta teach nobody how to do it, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta impress nobody. You just doing what you wanna do.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I had to
So guess these bars.
Yeah, so it's a game. It's a game we like to play towards the end of the pod. Basically, I'm going to read
I'm gonna
off
take a
some.
hiatus from this one.
God, are you in this too? No.
I guess. Don't pull my leg or nothing.
So I'm gonna just read off a verse.
Okay.
Or a bar or something, however long I made it. And at the end, you're either gonna pick the artist from the choices, the song, or basically just whose verse it is off of what I give you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I could be like, you know what I mean, shout out to 222 that never let bars go off.
I seen that guy.
Yeah. I was like, two is a beast. Like,
Yeah, you be like, do I know enough about hip hop?
so
Yeah, I want to get a little taste of that.
Shout out to Two.
yeah, shout out to two.
Shout out to.
Y'all let me know y'all tasting?
Yeah, we tasting. There's
I thought we was gonna do a last shot. Just do that one for the last
I'll
before we
say
sign
that one
off.
for the last.
We'll see.
I'll save it. All right.
There's your shot.
I'm not.
You want me to hurry up?
Well, not right.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
I
I'll
want to be
take
able
it.
to read this.
Oh, you can save it. You can save it for later. Golly.
Cheers.
Damn, yo. All right, fine.
Told the ACL. One more.
Cheers.
Yeah, we might.
Forget them bars.
Let's make this fun. Let's make this fun. Oh, we gotta wait for D now. Yeah.
Here you go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
There we go. Lyrically acclaimed, baby.
That one burn right there.
Like nice.
It's like burns, but it's smooth.
That's super smooth.
It's pretty good stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Here's the first one. I gotta hide this from James. James peeking over.
Cheating.
Damn.
I climb towards the divine shrines where it's written. Those in line with the design of the true and living inherit the earth while I'm still bearing the curse of Adam. Was once a street rat like Aladdin. Then I adapted, started snapping to free the captives. I gained some traction. There became a fire-breathing dragon and demon assassin rapping. My bad. This shit.
Goddamn,
That shot got him.
he's becoming that fire-breathing dragon just now.
We do it one more time.
Yeah, give us one more time. One more go around.
Climb towards the divine shrines where it is written that those in line with the design of the true and living inherit the earth while still bearing the curse of Adam. It was once a street rat like Aladdin, then I adapted. Started snapping to free the captive. I gained some traction. Then became a fire-breathing dragon and demon assassin rapping. Here's your options. Coast Contra, Hakeem Ali, and I might butcher this name, Toby Ingwe.
I ain't gonna lie, who I thought it was wasn't that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm gonna go Toby.
You said who's the first one?
All right, so Coast Contra, Hakeem Ali, Toby Ingwe.
Actually, can I change? You know what? No, actually, yeah, I'm going.
That sound like Toby.
I'm actually going Coast.
Coast.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Coast because Toby be snapping, but all right.
Yeah, like I said, who I thought it was off.
Read the options again.
I think it was Coast.
Coast.
Yeah.
I'm just pick the one in the middle. Let's just put everybody on the board for this one.
It was Toby off of his song Fresh Air.
Whoa, why did I fucking change? I see. Always go with your first thought. God damn.
You was there too.
What did he say when he said I used to be a what?
Where is it?
You know, I thought it was. In my head, because it was on one of the lines, I thought it was Corday from Killer. When he started, that's why I was thinking who it was, and that's what was running through my head. But I had to listen. I was like, I'm off. Certain lines sound like Corday. That's why I was thinking that you said the name. I was like, well, I was off.
I ain't gonna lie. thought it was Nas.
Alright, so here's the second one.
So Spiff got that one, right?
Yeah, Spiff got that one.
Only one. Shit.
So the guest always killing y'all, bro. You started off.
I should have changed. I know Toby too. I fucks with Toby. God.
There's only one guess I know that's slaughtered, so yeah. Go ahead. She's slaughtered.
Alright. She said you left your kids and they just like you. They want to rap and make soul beats just like you. But they just not you. And I just got through talking about what niggas trying to do. Just not new. Now, all your choices are by Kanye West. You have to guess the song.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Is it Stronger, Homecoming, or Flashing Lights?
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah, I was about to say Homecoming too. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to sound like a nerd, but I was thinking Kanye's era. Then you know where that came from.
Yeah, y'all right. Homecoming.
Yeah, it's Homecoming. We all caught on the spit. It wasn't Flashing Lights.
It was like me and Jay. It was like we locked in on that. It was like, yeah, we on it.
Stronger had
I was like, yeah.
Stronger had the auto too, so I'm like, it's Homecoming.
Yeah, it has to be Homecoming. Kanye was a staple in my household.
Alright, so let's see how we do this one. Third one. She blamed it on alcohol. She had her hair did. It was bound to fall.
Wow.
Down for a damn. Cuddy already said it. Her poker Facebook, I already read it. But man, her head was gooder than the music. Electro body, known to blow fuses. A stripper from the South, looking for a payday. Said, bitch, you should do it for the love like Ray J.
Dude, I know this. I think I just gotta hear it in the cadence.
So, on this one, you just gotta guess whose verse it is. The song is Make Her Say. Is it Kanye West verse, Common verse, or Kid Cudi verse?
I'm going Cudi.
Common.
Why do I never heard this song?
That's that. Make it say,
I'm gonna say Cudi too.
Okay.
Shit. I'm just gonna put somebody on the board. The other board. Who you said? Kanye? It's
Kanye, Kid Cudi, or Common?
fuck.
Nobody say yeah yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put him in just to include this shit. I'm just inclusion.
Everybody locked in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Common's verse.
Oh my God. Wait.
Got two more? Two more, bro.
You got two more?
Yeah, I actually came with 6, but I couldn't figure out the 6th one in time.
Damn, he said he doubled it up. You got two guests?
Double answers.
Alright.
So we got a chance to come back.
Facts to tie it up.
Yeah.
Mess this one up. I don't know where to stop on this one. Alright. They say, why don't we increase the peace? The only peace increase is that which deletes your peeps. Cause niggas run mouths, but they don't run streets. Till that 5-0 will increase your speech. Yeah, it's a shame how the beef will creep. Could have reached your peak. Now you're left with a horrible leak.
Who's the artist?
So, you gotta guess the song.
Oh, okay.
It's by Obi Trice.
Obi Trice.
Yeah. Is it The Setup? We All Die One Day? Or Shit Hits the Fan?
For me, it's a guess.
Shit is the fan.
We all die one day.
I'm gonna just put setup out there. It's good to have everybody on board. Let everybody get a chance to win.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say which one was the second one?
We all die one day.
I feel like that just sounds like it might be.
Shit hits the fan.
Which one?
Hey, everybody locked in?
Locked in. Like top 10.
Shit hits the fan.
All right, Spiff 3 for 3.
No, I'm 4 for 4. I'm like Wendy's, baby.
One more.
Damn. All right.
You get 1 month, he'll get a perfect score.
I'm gonna take one of these posters off the wall.
All right, here's the last one. Little baby out the sunroof, and she going dumb too. Sliding through the gutter, and I'm all up in her guts too. Met her at the sideshow. I thought she'd be the side though. She too thick, I wifed her up. I can't lie though. Hey, the only time I take a L is when it's in gear. Even when the smoke clear, you know we've been here. Here are your options. Miles Parrish, Jack Harlow, Norman Sand.
I ain't gonna lie, read it again.
Well, he didn't even say the song or this one. He said pick your artist on this one.
Alright. Little baby out the sunroof, and she going dumb too. Sliding through the gutter, and I'm all up in her guts too. Met her at the sideshow. I thought she'd be the side though.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like Jack Harlow.
Alright, need me to finish?
Yeah.
She too thick, I wifed her up, I can't lie though. Hey, only time I take a L is when it's in gear. Even when the smoke clear, you know we've been here.
I don't want to sound like a piggybacking, but yeah.
It do sound like a Jack Harlow situation.
We got Miles Parrish, Jack Harlow, Norman Sand.
Bro. Jack Harlow.
What are you listening to, D? Nah, I'm gonna go with Harlow because that do sound like that man be trying to sound like Drake so much. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Harlow.
Yeah, yo, man, everybody Jack Harlow? Well, you all wrong. It's Miles Parrish.
I don't even know.
Hey, to be fair,
Yeah, I know.
I just know
You say I know Miles Davis.
Yeah, that's all I know, Miles.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna pick Norman Sand for some reason. I was like, I don't know. Like besides Jack Harlow, I don't know I don't know Miles Parrish.
Yeah, I picked two.
But them
that's
dudes
more-
sound like Harlow bars though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
4 for 5.
The one time I should have guessed. Shit, I didn't want to guess.
And that's the game.
See what happens when they say following people? He was winning so much. I said, let me follow the crowd one time. Damn.
But damn, we just in our own house got stumped again by somebody, another guest. Golly.
Hey, that was hard enough.
Who we lost to?
We done lost to Joe.
Two
We done lost to 2, and now Spiff.
Oh yeah, Jay lost to us.
Jay lost horribly. Sorry, bro. You remember the whole? Y'all could have gave me one. Jay was like, y'all pick all these old ass.
That is crazy to find out that he was like, how you say old and you grew up in the same area with us, bro? What you mean?
Like 3 years younger than us. Like the fuck? We all grew up on the same music. Talk about old. You are not 24 anymore, Jamarian.
Golly. Oh yeah, and D-Stocks lost
Well,
crazy.
he was out for the whole first one.
Yeah, my man started listening to the wrong shit. Now I know what's going on. But like we said, Guess the Bars is for if you don't know, now you know. You know what I mean? Go check them out. Go check out the songs. That's the best way to learn, bro.
Yeah, step your game up. Last episode, I've been bumping that song that you can't remember who it was by.
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name. Murray?
Yeah.
Was it Quicksand?
Yeah, that quicksand shit.
Oh.
Boy. That shit tough, bro. Yeah, I was like, I bumped that shit like for a whole fucking 3 days after the fucking podcast. Yeah, I was like, this shit's solid, you know. But yeah, see, it's a good way to get your knowledge up, and then also let you understand and respect the way other artists do their music, you know. Maybe you didn't catch them bars, and them bars are hard, you know.
Yeah. Or if you forgot the old school shit like The Message.
Yo, I want to hear that shit. We fumbled on that,
bro.
so damn bad. It just makes you like, you know what? You gotta sharpen your sword.
Well, you see what's crazy about it is I feel like we always say, there's certain, you can know the verse, but then when you hear Uncle D say it, not spit it, say it. It is sometimes when you really listen, you're like, I know what this is.
I need the cadence.
I need, yeah.
He reading it like a professor in a college.
And you're like, fuck. And that's literally how it goes.
Yeah. We are studying today hip hop poetry. 101. I have something for you.
I got these verses. Can you tell
I want you
me?
to break down this stanza.
My God,
Give me a summary. Boy.
Well, the only one that really gave it away was Joel Common. Because he did the I in the beginning, so everybody could catch that.
I ain't heard that.
I was like,
remix.
Yeah.
I ain't heard that song since I was like a freshman. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a minute.
But I knew Ye didn't say it. And I'm like, I doubt Cudi.
Yeah, I heard the kid part and I was like, Cudi.
yeah, I kind of eliminated one for y'all.
I heard the kid part and I was like, nah, that gotta be Cudi. But all right, guys, y'all ready to wrap this up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know how we do. We got to take one more shot for the road.
Oh damn.
Oh, we had.
Hey, before we end, we didn't do it at the beginning. Thank you to everybody that likes, subscribe, share. That helps us keep doing the things that we're doing here. Not only in the algorithm, that just motivates us to keep going forward. I mean, honestly, if we were getting maybe 2 views, we'd still be doing this shit.
Facts.
We're hard-headed and we don't know how to stop. But thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Our community, we're slowly building and creating a great community. Keep doing what you're doing. Share it to somebody who loves hip hop, who loves just to hear people yap, or just want to hear some life lessons. There's a little bit of all that in this.
Facts. And to me personally, if there's anything that y'all want us to talk about, want us to touch on, reach out on us. We got Lyrically Acclaimed. Lyrically Acclaimed at gmail.com.
Yep.
And you can also reach out on our social medias on Facebook. Same thing, Lyrically Acclaimed Podcast on Facebook. Same thing on TikTok and even on Instagram. Reach out. Anything y'all want us to talk about, hell, you know we got it for you.
And also for our guests, y'all got any socials y'all want to put out? Y'all's music pages, y'all beat pages?
Anywhere you search up, just search up BNBY SPIFF and I'll pop up.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at JSTEPHVN, JSTEPHVN.
Yeah. You know how we do it. We gotta take one more shot for the road, baby.
One more for the big cups inside. Jesus Christ. I'm going back to the rum. Actually, I'm going back to the rum.
I already taste mine. It's nice.
I'm gonna taste it. I thought we was all taking the same thing.
Who told you that? You assumed.
Like that's on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime on.
Y'all dropping a project or y'all got something going on, just let us know. We'll make room for y'all. Y'all are friends and family of the show.
Sure. Right.
Appreciate you guys.
So, one for the road.
And we out.
Peace.
Later.
The way I spit hits harder than an hour later. Y'all soon call me the new rap assassinator.